Hello everybody, welcome to another cooking time with me, K1 Mildred, and I'm so happy you tuned to this channel and watching this video at this time. Today I'm going to be making Cameroonian pepper soup. It's getting cold out here and we need something to warm up a little bit. So I'm going to be making pepper soup, cow leg pepper soup. You can make pepper soup with some fish, you can make it with some beef, you can make it with assorted meat, you know, like with pork, with every other thing. But I'm going with cow leg today just because that is what is available in my home. So, as usual, I'm going to walk you through the ingredients, then we'll get into the cooking. So for our pepper soup, we need a kilogram of cow leg or cow foot. You can use fish, remember, and we'll need some onion. I'm using like half an onion just because I like to boil my meat with some onions. You don't really need onions, you can go just with the ethnic spices. We need some jangsa. This is 2 tablespoons of jangsa. We need some country onions. We call this country onions. It should be like African nutmeg. I don't really know the right English word for this, but it's this, you know, nutty ingredient. We call it country onions. You need 4 of those. You need some white pepper. That's half a teaspoon of white pepper, half a teaspoon of black pepper, and chili pepper. This is habanero pepper that I grated. This is 1 because it's pepper soup, right? So it has to be spicy. So we need 1 of those. And we need some stock cubes, 3 Maggi, 4 bebe. I don't also know the English word for that, but this seed right here, we need 4 of those. And a teaspoon of thyme. Salt to taste. You will notice that there's no oil because pepper soup is one of those dishes that you can make without oil. So that's basically what you need to make your tasty pepper soup. I know some people also use ginger and garlic and some spring onions, but I want to just stick with the ethnic spices, okay? So as I showed you earlier, the ingredients I'll be using, I'm sticking with the ethnic spices because sometimes people add ginger, garlic, celery, some green stuff into the pepper soup. That's also tasty, but if you try it just with the ethnic spices, it's tastier. And it's also healthy because I'm not using any oil to prepare all of this. So that said, let's start with preparing our ingredients. So the first thing that we'll do is just to kind of roast our bebe and our country onions and warm it up a little bit, like the jangsa as well. You don't have to do this, but in order to be able to peel it, because what we use is within this shell, so we want to take off the shell. That's why I'm kind of roasting it a little bit. But if you're in Cameroon, for instance, and if you're cooking with firewood, then you can just throw this like at the side of your of your wood, and it gets hot enough for you to peel it. Okay, so we just want to warm it a little bit and take off the skin or the scale. Is it the scale? Yeah, you just want to take it off. So just like 5 minutes of warming this. So we got the things, the bebe. I took off the skin or the shell. So you see that this is what you want to use at the end of the day. So I'll just leave it to cool. Then before I blend it, while that is cooling, we'll proceed with boiling our cow leg. And remember, you have to wash it thoroughly. I washed mine already. So we have to boil it right now. Just pour it. It's easier. And I'm going to add some water. For a start, we'll start with a liter of water. Just like that. Now with some salt. Just sprinkle like half a teaspoon of salt to begin with. You may have to add at some point. You see. So I'll cover this up. Then I'll proceed with blending this. I'll blend the ingredients and I'll blend it together with the white pepper and the black pepper. So I'll just blend all of this. You know, sometimes if you're in a place where you can get to the African market, you have this already, the concoction already blended, and you just have a powder. Like you can go to the Asian or Afro markets, you have the powder. The powder mostly consists of all those things. So I'm just going to make this into a powder. To boil it's already boiling, by the way. So I'm adding in some onions. I'm adding in some onions. And you see my blended spices, like this is the pepper soup. When you say pepper soup, there's no pepper soup with this, without a blend of these ingredients. So I'll add them in a little while. But in the meantime, I'll just let this cook for a few more minutes, then I'll add the rest of the ingredients. Okay guys, now it's a good time for me to add some pepper. You know, that's like 1 habanero pepper. It's going to really be spicy and it will stamp out the cold. So it's very good for cold weather. If it's cold, don't bother. Just make some pepper soup and it's just going to beat away the cold. I added a seasoning cube. Did you see that? Yeah, I think so. Then now I'm just adding some thyme. You know, in Cameroon, we used to use a thyme that comes in the bunch with the sticks. If you can go, if you're in Bamenda or somewhere, you know those traders that sell lots of spices, you see thyme with the sticks. So you just throw the thyme right there and it takes your pepper soup to another level. So let's cover this up and let it just simmer for a few more minutes. Then we'll add the rest of the ingredients. So I'm going to check how pepper soup is doing. It smells really good in here. Oh my god, look at that. You see, this is one of those things that you can just put while it's cooking. You can go about your business. I think I'm going to add some water. You know, because we're using cow leg, it takes a while to get cooked, at least an hour for it to get cooked to perfection, okay? So you just add some water. And I think it's a good time for me to add our pepper soup spices, like the main thing. Just throw it in. It smells really good. I mean, I can't wait to eat some of this. Oh my god, the smell of jangsa and thyme is everything you want to have in one pot of soup like this. I'm going to just taste for the seasoning. Oh my word, it tastes good, but I'm going to add 1 seasoning cube and cover it up again and let it boil. Let it simmer for some few minutes. While the pepper soup is cooking at the side nicely, I'll proceed with preparing some plantains. We're going to eat this pepper soup with some plantains, and I'm using the green plantains, it's the unripe plantains. I'm using the green plantains. You can enjoy your pepper soup with yam, with white yam. You can enjoy your pepper soup with potatoes, like Irish potatoes. Just boil it, and you know, sometimes I just cook everything together. But I discovered that when I cook everything together, sometimes the potatoes just disintegrate into the soup, and I don't like it that way. Or the plantains sometimes can break into the soup. So that's why I'm boiling the plantains apart. You know, you can just cook everything together. Okay? I'll just peel my plantains and boil. So friends, everything simmered nicely. Look at that. See? That's our pepper soup right there. Perfectly cooked. Look at it. If you want it to be thicker, which is a matter of preference, you can add the jangsa. Okay? Instead of using 2 tablespoons of jangsa, you can use 3 tablespoons. Then you get a thicker consistency for your pepper soup. But I love mine like this. So it's a moment where I'm just going to dish it out and taste. This is my pepper soup right here. Look at the meat. Time for me to taste. Remember, I boiled the plantain side by side, so you can have it with potatoes. Oh my god, this is pepper soup. It's like battle against cold. It's very tasty. You know, the combination of the ethnic spices and the flavor. There's a special flavor that the cow leg gives to the pepper soup. It is super tasty. I can feel the heat from within. And some of this meat. So thanks so much for watching this video, friends. If you do love my video, give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. Tell me what you would like me to cook next, and do remember to subscribe if you have not subscribed yet, and do come back for more because there's definitely more coming your way. Thanks again. God bless. Bye. Daddy chopped the wood when